Deathstroke number 28. Christopher Priest writing, Diogenes Neves on art. So,
holy editor's notes.
yeah, do you know that's the thing? Like, there's so many. Like, we're complaining about all the text boxes in Justice League. I feel like Deathstroke for the past 4 or 5 months, like we've been noticing the editor's notes just like piling up to a ridiculous amount.
Would anyone like to guess how many is in this one?
Oh God,
No.
I'll say
Through them now.
13.
14.
Oh, damn
Jeez.
it, close.
You undershot.
Really, like she's got a split personality, and she actually becomes this other person, and she may actually be the one who killed Antoinette at the wedding. That was an interesting twist. I actually really kind of like went, oh shit, at that moment of the issue. I thought that was a really nice touch. And
it foreshadows it throughout the whole issue.
Yeah.
We get Jericho, going over the events that led to it.
Yeah, and when it reveals it does this nice thing where it cuts between, again, a few of those previous scenes where you see the wall and she's like, why am I on that wall? Why am I a suspect? And then you see her like running out as Rose or running out as Willow, and see that. So
yeah,
I like that. I like that stuff in the issue. As always, Deathstroke's a bit more dense, sometimes too much for its own good. But
sometimes I feel like I'm running out of steam with this. But there's plot points that I'm really invested in.
This is the thing. Sometimes I go, oh, but okay. But then in the same issue, I'll go, oh, but there's that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, it feels like almost every other issue now, I'm starting to run out of steam on it, and then it pulls me back in. Like, I really enjoyed the annual.
Even in this issue, some of the Rose Willow stuff, I'm like, okay, and then it pulls me back in. But then I've got, Deathstroke rediscovering being Deathstroke, and the meta commentary of how we all knew it was never going to last.
Yeah. Which is funny because I think I enjoyed the Hope stuff a bit more than I did the Deathstroke stuff in this issue, but I mean it's all down to taste, I suppose, more than anything else.
I did like him and Keenan though.
Him and Keenan was good fun fun little scene. Deathstroke's looking for this nun. That's where he gets to at the end, and we find all this stuff. I do like that Hope is like mortified that as Willow she killed like 10 men, and Deathstroke hears about this and he's like, oh, that's my girl. She's like horrified by it. So that's kind of the issue. I feel like so much, like there's so many little scenes in an issue of Deathstroke compared to most comics. But with Deathstroke, I feel like I go through it and I'm still, by the time I get to the end, I'm struggling to remember what the first few scenes were.
Yeah, no, I get it. This is going to read fantastically as an entire run, though.
Oh, it will. Yeah, no doubt. No doubt it will.
Because even in this issue, you've got things calling back to the very first issue.
Yeah.
I think that was one of the editor's notes. It's like, issue 1.
I think it's completely redefined Deathstroke. Even though it's really referential to his Teen Titan stuff, right, from early on, it kind of has done a really good job at building.
This is the thing. It hasn't reinvented the wheel. He's still very recognizably Deathstroke, even when he's had his hero phase. But like I said, they addressed that how okay, we know it's not gonna last. It's just a phase. Yeah. But he has elevated it into a way that it's doing something interesting with a solo Deathstroke run that I don't think I've seen before. Whereas usually they're just kind of, hey, here's a bit of a fun assassin romp.
I think it'll read better actually when it's collected. I mean, you can read the whole thing sort of in a binge read. The only thing that might be slightly weaker is the whole idea of how quick this was before he went back to being a killer. I think when you read that as just an arc in one sitting or two, it'll feel really quick because it was just one arc.
Yeah.
For us, that's like 6 months, but in collected form, that's going to be, like an hour.
Also, the whole time travel stuff too. We have him checking out the sword in the future.
Yeah.
What's that all about? And we found out too when they first bought the sword, it was from the future. So it's all this weird stuff going on underneath the surface.
It's all this stuff that we thought we dealt with already when he had the Speed Force and we did all that, and then here's some new elements from that we've still got to completely deal with from scratch. And it's like, okay, I like that they're adding all these layers even now where we're still getting in. It's a very dense book. There's lots of threads, but it still adds new things and they're still interesting.
Yeah. It's good. It's good. It's weaving like lots of things going on at the same time. It's just sometimes when you get to it and it's like, okay, what was this plot again? Okay, what was going on there? Because remember when that we got so confused, like last issue, not the annual, but the last issue, when someone referred to Willow as Rose, and it's like, what?
Yeah.
What's happening? Like, we were just so confused.
Because Tara instantly recognizes her.
Yeah. That's the weird thing, though. If this was not a comic book, if this was a TV show, we'd recognise the actor.
We would know.
Yeah, and we would know. In a comic book, though, we don't know until someone says it, or we see her take off the wig like we do in this one, and we see that it's someone else. But so no, it's enjoyable still, but it's Jesus Christ, like sometimes like these editors' notes and then try to remember.
It's definitely something I know I'm going to reread once it's all done. You know, however many issues this goes, I hope it's, because this doesn't feel like it's getting towards the end by any means, because they're still introducing new ideas. So I hope we've still got a while.
Because you have Icon working with Willow / Rose.
Yeah,
you know that's still in play. Tara is really coming into her own now too, who she was kind of in the Defiant stuff. She was thrown on the team for Adeline.
And in the annual, we only just introduced the Power Girl stuff to go through.
Yeah.
I do like how that's affecting Deathstroke. That was the catalyst, though. Like, you know, okay, no, all right. What's the point in all this? Because she was what kind of urged him into being a hero, so to speak, in that whole arc in the first place.
Yeah, she was his consciousness in a lot of ways.
Yeah, so her loss...
Or his conscious, not his consciousness. Consciousness.
But I also like here...
She's what keeps him awake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As opposed to Jericho, who puts him to sleep. On you go, Matt.
Yeah. The last page where he deals with the tariff stuff, where he's like, "Yeah, I never loved you. I took advantage of you, and I'm sorry."
Which is growth.
I'm sorry.
I guess. I guess that's still kind of growth, so you can't fault that.
Yeah, no, you know, I feel like, yeah, he goes back to killing people, but he has a sense of remorse that wasn't there before.
He's a slightly better person than he was before. Yeah. He's still, even though he's gone back to killing people and he's Deathstroke the Terminator again, he's still a bit, that touch more relatable, I guess, in that sense.
And as far as like how long this is going to go, we know at the very least he's starting a 6-issue arc in April, so at the very least you're getting till...
We've got this at least till the end of the year.